Last time on Dual Destinies. Justice, bitch. In case you missed anything, I'm gonna fill you in on this case.
Ow! My...
Justice. Sweet, poetic justice. For a while, anyway. Ah, damn it, Blackquill! Stop being good at your job! So, Athena and I cheated in court again and revealed that Damian and Tenma saw the amazing Ninetales in the Fox Chamber. Except for the fact that Jinxie's testimony points to the contrary.
Who really was in that room, then?
What exactly are we missing here? Have I been looking at things the wrong way? Find out on Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Next.
Would the defense care to share any theories with the court? Can you explain the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughter's?
Yes, of course I can explain it. Because if I don't, we're fucked.
Not with more of your bluffs and fairy tales, I trust. Fair warning, Justice Dono. I shall have your head if you fail to explain this.
What about a good old-fashioned penalty?
Well, Mr. Justice, let's see if you have a head worth keeping on your shoulders.
First of all, Mr. LaBelle was definitely in the Fox Chamber while it was locked. We also know that Mayor Tenma was in the Forbidden Chamber based on his testimony. These two facts are crucial to my explanation. So, let us consider the following question. If the facts point to Florent LaBelle and the victim being there at the scene, why did Jinxie Tenma see her father, Mayor Tenma, and the victim?
A very good question indeed. And I suppose you have an answer for us?
Sadly, you would be supposing wrong.
You think she could have mistaken LaBelle for the mayor?
Well, if she did, then the question is, why did she do that?
Well, how about that explanation, Mr. Justice? I believe the time for questions is over. The defense asserts that Florent LaBelle was at the scene of the crime. However, Jinxie Tenma has testified that she saw her father collapse there. If she has in fact misremembered the event, what could have made her do so?
The figure Miss Tenma saw was not her father. It was Florent LaBelle disguised as Damian Tenma.
Silence!
That is a complete impossibility. Their faces are utterly unalike. How could you explain that away with a mere disguise?
Yes. They both do have incredibly distinctive faces.
Maybe the disguise completely hid his face.
I think Jinxie would have mentioned if she couldn't see her father's face.
And if it was that sort of disguise, wouldn't she have removed it?
Oh, right.
Your sword is as dull as your mind, Justice Dono. Shall I show you what a truly sharp blade is capable of?
I think I'll pass. Ah! Ah!
Are you okay, Apollo?
I'm not fine, am I?
Well, now that we have that little fairy tale out of the way, your boldness, your verdict, if you will.
Mr. Justice, I believe it's time for a verdict if you have no further arguments.
What's even left for me to do?
Apollo, remember what Mr. Wright always says? When you're stuck in a tight spot, turn the case upside down.
Turn the case upside down? He does say that, doesn't he? But I don't quite see how it applies here. Still, never hurts to give it a try, I guess. Let's see. Rather than Jinxie didn't remove the disguise, maybe she couldn't remove it. And rather than she didn't tell anyone about the disguise, maybe it was she couldn't talk about it.
A wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. He'd never unmask himself in front of others. But there are matches where wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's masks. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself.
What about the fact that it was the amazing Ninetales who opened the door? A mask that can't be removed in front of others. Can these facts turn things around? Ah! We got it all backwards!
Apollo, we are in a courtroom. You shouldn't be doing that.
I think we might have made a huge mistake.
Your boldness. I see no need to further indulge them in their silly little farce. The defense has no proof. They never did, and they never will.
Then it seems I must announce my verdict.
Objection! I do have proof!
Do you now?
All right, but this better be good, Mr. Justice.
We can solve the remaining riddles by turning all of our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie Tenma mistook Mr. LaBelle for her father. Why she couldn't remove the costume or tell anyone about it in the first place. These riddles are inextricably linked to Mayor Tenma's secret identity. A shocking secret identity that will turn the entire premise of this case upside down. This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mayor Tenma's secret identity. Take that!
What an absolute claptrap! Poppycock, balderdash!
We thought the Alderman was the amazing Ninetales and the Mayor was Tenma Taro. That's why we believe the Mayor killed the Alderman in his lust for Ninetales' veil. And it was the basis for the prosecution's entire case against our client. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Tenma wasn't Tenma Taro at all. He was the amazing Ninetales.
Whoa, watch this!
Best explain yourself, Justice Dono, and from where you derive such a far-fetched conclusion.
Jinxie, no doubt, knew the true identity of the amazing Ninetales. But she couldn't tell anyone, no matter what. That's why she didn't say it was the amazing Ninetales she saw passed out. Even though, unbeknownst to her, it was really Florent LaBelle in disguise.
Silence! The accused and the deceitful dandy are utterly dissimilar in physical build and voice. The little scamp would have seen the difference.
Objection! Remember, Mr. LaBelle has his very own brand of cosmetics. Why couldn't he fake a different build, too? And anyone speaking through a mask would naturally sound different.
Silence! Why did she not simply pull the mask off?
Objection! A masked wrestler's disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the amazing Ninetales, she would never dare unmask him. This case of mistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room.
Then by all means, Mr. Justice, answer it for us already.
First, Mr. LaBelle entered the room where the mayor and alderman were talking. I suspect he brought with him coffee laced with some sort of sedative. And once the alderman was out cold, that's when Mr. LaBelle killed him. Next, he took the mayor, who he had also drugged, into the Forbidden Chamber. Then he returned to the Fox Chamber, slipped into some of the mayor's spare clothes, and completed the disguise by donning the amazing Ninetales' mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. LaBelle then let out a scream. The scream that led Jinxie Tenma to the scene.
So then... the person who said I killed Otterman QB was...
Yep, that was Florent LaBelle in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed.
Silence! This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now stop your jabbering and...
Objection! Now listen here, you emo fucker. This time, you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case. Once Miss Tenma left the scene, Mr. LaBelle, still wearing the mayor's clothes and mask, opened the forbidden chamber. So he could drag the mayor back out into the fox chamber.
Oh, so the amazing Ninetales the mayor saw was...
Right, it was LaBelle opening the forbidden chamber. The second time Mr. LaBelle opened the door to the forbidden chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Filch in his Tenma Taro disguise ran as fast as he could away from the room. As he did, he left behind him a trail of feathers and tracks, and gave Miss Tenma the scare of her life in the hallway. With no one left to witness the events that occurred, Mr. LaBelle then proceeded to drag the sleeping mayor back into the fox chamber.
I see. Well, that all certainly does make sense.
Then, after dragging the mayor back into the fox chamber, Mr. LaBelle threw the mask out the window and fled the room.
Silence! For this absurd theory to work, it requires that the defendant be the amazing Ninetales. However, he was the one pushing for the municipal merger. That such an individual could possibly be the amazing Ninetales is preposterous.
Objection! The mayor was blackmailed into pursuing the merger. Miss Tenma's life would have been in danger if he had openly voiced his opposition. That's why he created a secret identity as the amazing Ninetales.
Ugh, this is madness. No one could possibly hatch such an insane plot.
No one except a killer as insane as his plot. And I'd say Florent LaBelle more than qualifies.
Foolish mortal! It is at your own peril that you forget who I am!
Mayor Tenma, it's okay now. Jinxie will be safe just as soon as Mr. LaBelle is arrested. You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you?
Hold it!
You have quite the active imagination. Mayor Tenma is not the amazing Ninetales.
Objection! What do you mean?
Well, has the mayor admitted to it yet?
But that's just...
And even if he did admit to such nonsense, I would reveal the truth behind Tenma Taro right here and now.
What?
Who are you? You would dare reveal the secret!
My good friend the alderman told me all about it, but it wouldn't be good to expose the truth. What with the superstitions now, would it?
The truth behind Tenma Taro? What's he talking about?
So go ahead, say it! Say I am the amazing Ninetales! I dare you!
Objection! Wait! Will somebody please explain what's going on here?
Mayor Tenma will do anything to keep the truth behind Tenma Taro a secret. A dark, terrible truth that has been kept secret by the village's superstitions.
And if the mayor admits to being the amazing Ninetales, you'll expose the truth.
Right! I won't have him walking free because of some nonsense you made up!
So what now, Justice Dono? Without the mayor's admission, your theory is as useless as you are in battle.
I'll show you who's useless.
Apollo, don't you dare give up now!
I know. Your Honor, I believe Mr. LaBelle's statements warrant a thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the amazing Ninetales is the cornerstone of this case.
You do have a point there. Please answer this court, Mr. LaBelle. Is the defendant the amazing Ninetales or not?
Let's do this shit! The amazing Ninetales' true identity is not Mayor Tenma. The mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, I will expose the truth behind Tenma Taro right here and now! And that would bring ruin upon Ninetales Vale, just as the superstitions say.
Talk about out of the pot and into the fire. At this rate, the mayor will be found guilty for sure.
Honestly speaking, if Mayor Damian Tenma is not the amazing Ninetales, I'm afraid I don't see how the defense has much of a case here.
And let's just leave it at that, shall we? We all know Alderman QB was the amazing Ninetales anyway. I mean, that's how Ninetales Vale made a comeback. The Alderman was so popular.
There's gotta be a hole in that testimony somewhere. But I don't even know where to start.
Since we don't have any proof that the mayor is the amazing Ninetales, then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself.
But if he admits it, LaBelle's going to expose the secret behind Tenma Taro. We're so close! I know it!
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Let's settle this once and for all, Apollo boy!
I'm getting real tired of LaBelle's bullshit. Let's get this over with. I'm missing the Steel Samurai.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
I am Florent LaBelle, and—
Hold it! And just how did you learn of this so-called truth behind Tenma Taro?
Alderman QB told me about it. The secret of the Forbidden Chamber and the truth behind Tenma Taro.
Why would he share secrets like that with you, Mr. LaBelle?
Because of the Alderman's wife, I was looking after her while she was hospitalized. He appreciated it so much he shared his secrets with me.
Wait, did he threaten the Alderman in addition to the mayor?
Don't tell me that's how he learned how to open the Forbidden Chamber.
Needless to say, I'm not above revealing the truth behind Tenma Taro!
Alright, we're really close to making this.
How can you tell?
Let's face
The
it,
music
you're
got
not
faster.
going to get it. You
Oh, yeah.
suck at this.
So, from the looks of things, I don't think I have anything I can present here. Only one thing I can do.
Oh, do you
Look
have
up a
evidence?
walkthrough?
If only. I'm gonna press him some more.
Do ya? Or are you just gonna press me? Oh, you can't do anything because you suck. You suck!
Hold it! Do not gaze upon Tenma Taro. Do not tell others if you see him. Isn't that what the village superstitions say?
Exactly! Telling others what Tenma Taro looks like would reveal the truth. That's why the superstitions were written down in the first place!
And ruin coming to the village if you free him? Is that a warning not to expose the truth?
Bingo! And that truth is, Tenma Taro is a great greed-inspiring fortune. That's what the whole battle over Ninetales Vale is about.
Tenma Taro is a great fortune? Come to think of it.
Only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there was an amazing treasure in there.
Could Tenma Taro actually be? Telling the villagers that Tenma Taro is a terrifying yokai is what has scared them away from the Forbidden Chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure's been kept secret all this time.
Well. It seems our ace attorney here has uncovered a truth that must not be revealed.
Mayor Tenma looks like he wants to keep the truth hidden as much as I do.
Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself as long as Tenma Taro exists! That's why the secret must be protected!
As long as Tenma Taro exists, huh? Mr. LaBelle, please add that statement to your testimony. That's it. We win. We're done here. He doesn't know that the treasure was stolen. We've got this. In the bag. Feels good. Feels good.
Oh, but that doesn't matter now. Because you're going to fail anyway. Because I am great. I am beautiful. I am magnificent. I am...
Objection! Mr. LaBelle, what if Tenma Taro no longer existed? Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it?
If Tenma Taro no longer existed... What on earth are you talking about?
Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Tenma Taro no longer exists. But I guess you didn't get to do a thorough search after the key was taken from you. Because when we searched the Forbidden Chamber, there wasn't any treasure there.
Really? Well, maybe you weren't looking in the right place.
Sorry, but I have proof that Tenma Taro no longer exists. Take a look at this figure.
What do we have here? It looks like some sort of creature.
We found this in the Forbidden Chamber. It's an Azuki Kozo figure. The great thief Azuki Kozo used to leave them at the scene of his crimes.
Are you suggesting that Tenma Taro has been stolen?
Yep. Phineas Filch's grandfather, a master thief, was the culprit.
And by that hideous, moronic caretaker jackass's grandfather, no less! Ow, my eyes! My beautiful golden Tenma Taro was...
The greed inspired by Tenma Taro can no longer bring ruin upon Ninetails Vale. Isn't that right, Mayor Tenma?
The root of tragedy would indeed seem to be gone. In fact, I now recall the Alderman revealing the secret to me on the day of our meeting. He must have been speaking of Tenma Taro. For he said to me, their golden ingot was gone.
The gold ingot? You mean the treasure that is Tenma Taro's true form?
Recall, if you will, the scroll in the Forbidden Chamber. Tenma Taro is a yellowish object shown there. A giant gold ingot that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon Ninetails Vale. In return for that gold, my ancestors did receive from the Ninetails Vale land that would become Tenma Town. But drive the villagers mad with greed did that great fortune. Bitter was their greed-fueled battle. It was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became as a curse upon their village. A curse of ruin. Thus it was that the yokai Tenma Taro came to be.
So Tenma Taro and the village superstitions were merely fairy tales to scare people away.
Fairy tale or not, Tenma Taro made quite the mess of things.
Yes, indeed. For there is no greater monster than mortal man's lust for gold.
Well, you know what they say. The love of money is the root of all evil.
My ancestors did bring a terrible thing here to Ninetales. A thing so terrible that Tenma Taro, a monster just as terrible, had to be created to keep it a secret. Yet we have naught but love for the little village to which we owe our very existence. Tenma Taro would never seek to take over Ninetales in a merger.
Oh my, that was quite a shocking lesson in history.
Mr. Mayor, now that we know Tenma Taro no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret? You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you?
Hold it! No! Don't do it! Please, no!
Begone, you demented demon!
Now, where was I? The Golden Lord of Yokai, the amazing Ninetales is indeed me!
And that means Jinxie!
Yes?
The man wearing the mayor's clothes who you saw collapsed in the Fox Chamber. Was he wearing the amazing Ninetales' mask?
That's what made me think it was Papa. He said he was going to reveal his secret identity to Alderman QB that day, so... It really wasn't Papa I saw there, was it?
It was Florent's idea from the start. He advised me to reveal my secret identity to the Alderman.
Yeesh, Rube Goldberg machines have less elaborate setups than LaBelle's scheme.
You may rest easy now, little Jinxie. That monster's deception is through.
The true facts behind this case have finally come to light. Mayor Tenma did not kill Alderman QB. But Florent LaBelle did.
How dare you! Peasant! Fucking fuck! Why do I do that? No!
Silence!
Oh, goody, the plot.
Justice Dono. You should at least have a real blade in your hands when you desire to cross swords with me. Or have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground?
Oh, you've gotta be fucking kidding me.
Let's Start Project.
Wonderful anime donkey.